Let's go! And Unprofessional Opinion, episode 4. I'm AJ, my main man, 100 grand, JC, sitting to my right. How are you, bro?
It's hoodie season.
It's cold as shit outside.
It's hoodie season.
I'm pissed off. Why are we like this? Fuck this shit. It's like 40 degrees. Fuck it.
It's hoodie season, man.
I'm finna start whipping out the goddamn long coats and sweaters and scarves and hats and shit. Fuck all this, man.
It's hoodie season.
But how are you, man? How are you?
Yeah, I'm cooling.
This nigga talk about hoodie season. He wears a sleeveless hoodie. Does
That's
that
right.
count?
Yeah.
Does that count?
It's a hoodie.
Just because it has a hood?
It's a hoodie. It is hoodie season.
So
It
someone
is
just has like a
finally
hood by itself.
fall
Does it count as a
outside.
hoodie?
I love fall. I love winter.
Nah, this not fall weather. It's not 40s in fall.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
It's not gonna be 40 all day.
I mean, still though.
Jeez.
Well, actually, I gotta check
It's
the
probably
forecast.
gonna be
now.
in the 60s, 70s, somewhere in there.
High for the day is 61 at 4 p.m.
There you go.
Trash.
That's not winter. That's fall. Right
Trash.
there. Hoodie season. Unprofessional opinion.
You still haven't told me how you doing.
Oh, I'm good.
You keep saying it's hoodie season, but how are you?
I mean, you know how I get when it's hoodie season.
I mean, I understand. You know how I get, which is why I'm so mad right now.
Exactly. I need that energy. I need it.
I get really upset.
Unprofessional opinion. What do we do? It's in the title. We just want people to just make their own opinions about stuff.
That's not
Don't
what we
let
do.
people tell you what to think and what to do.
Well, what we actually do is give opinions on everything of every type except professional.
Exactly. Variety podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna talk got some sports coming. Got some politics.
I mean, we just get on here and talk that shit about whatever the fuck is going on in the world, because there's always some shit going down. So,
But we're gonna start on a somber note.
all right,
Rest in peace to Paul Allen,
Paul Allen,
co-founder of
yeah,
Microsoft
and owner of the Portland Trail Blazers
and the Seattle Seahawks.
and the Seattle Seahawks. Sorry to see you go, man. Rest in peace, rest in power, rest in paradise, all those great things. Condolences to his family. I hope y'all are doing well. Oh, well, I mean, they're doing well, financially and whatnot. But I hope emotionally, psychologically, y'all are doing well, coping well with the loss. It's really unfortunate to hear about that, but I mean, he did a lot of good shit for Oregon, Seattle. Wait, what, Oregon? Oh yeah, well no, I'm crazy. I said the wrong state.
No, I mean, but he did do a lot of stuff for Portland, Oregon.
Okay, yeah,
So
okay.
I saved you.
Yeah. So Oregon and Washington, he did a lot for those sports franchises out there. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I thought the Blazers did a good job of tributing him.
Yeah, man.
Opening night.
That was beautiful.
And they beat
And they
the
got
Lakers.
the dub. Yeah, they got the dub.
And Lakers lost again last night.
Lakers can't shoot for shit. That shit's crazy. They cannot shoot. Like, they literally can't put the ball in the bat. They can jump and they can run, but
They can
cannot,
fight too.
Hey, but they cannot put the ball in the basket. So if y'all missed it, I don't know how it all started. It was what an and one. James Harden came down the floor.
It started with Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
He fouled James Harden a little too rough.
Right, James Harden did make the layup, and they didn't count it as an and one, and so the Rockets were arguing for the and one, and then Brandon Ingram out of nowhere, from what video I saw, just got in Harden's face out of nowhere, and then they broke them up, and then next thing you know, camera pans and Rondo is 1-2
Sticking.
buckling my shoe, Chris Paul. So
I think he been wanting to stick Chris Paul for a minute.
I feel like there are a lot of players who want to stick Chris Paul.
Which is unfortunate because he's such a great basketball
I
player.
mean, he's the point guard. He is.
But Chris Paul is just like, I can see how Chris Paul is annoying.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But I think what happened was, from what I heard from Melo, speaking of hoodie season,
From Hoodie Mello.
Hoodie Melo said that Rondo spit on Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Rondo denied this.
I mean, Rondo probably did.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Chris Paul put his finger in his eye, like he tried to poke his eye out on some see no evil stuff.
Wow.
And then Rondo stuck him, and then LeBron went and grabbed Chris Paul and said, "You don't want that problem."
Right. I mean, and LeBron and Chris Paul are also very, very good friends. So
Chris Paul's the godfather to his children.
yeah. So I mean, this is just like, yo, like this is outside of basketball, my G. Like,
You didn't-
calm down.
But what I'm saying is,
You don't think Chris Paul wants that Rondo smoke?
no. I don't think anybody wants Rondo smoke.
I mean, that I can see that
I mean, anybody who plays Connect Four
competitively.
as much like who plays competitive Connect
He
Four?
was just like, that's a bad move. Like, you know, it's a terrible move. You know, I'm winning in 3 moves, right?
Like that's just somebody who would stick a nigga.
I
Like,
mean,
that's
hey.
just being honest. Like I don't think anybody in the league really wants to fight Rondo
Right.
because Rondo don't got nothing to lose.
But he play like he don't. I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean,
speaking to somebody with something to lose,
and you know the person who didn't jump into all the fray last night,
Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball. Yeah.
Now Lonzo's got a new shoe out.
Mm-hmm.
You know the Zio messed up form 12s or whatever.
Something remix. I forget the name. Well, let me fact check.
Yeah.
Let me fact check. What is the name of his shoe?
You think we would benefit by having a researcher to pull that up for
I
us?
think that would be good, but we could always just keep it up ourselves. This is the second version of the ZO2. The ZO2 remix.
Okay. And how much is it?
It is $200.
And what was the last shoe?
$495. I ain't gonna lie, these shoes kind of hard. Not the multicolor ones. Like it's like you got like some solid ones over here, like these pink ones. These pink ones is kind of hard, and the white ones is kind of hard too.
And the reason I put this topic on here is not because of the shoes.
They look like a mixture of Kobe's and LeBron's though. If I'm being honest. But
That's kind of where you. I mean, don't think like these are the original designs here. These are mashups.
Right.
They
hard though. They are hard shoes. They look good.
The reason I put that on there is because you just said it went from $495 to $200.
Mm-hmm.
If
They struggling.
if that don't have LeBron James' name written on it, I don't know what does.
What you mean?
Who haven't we heard from this year?
About
LeVar. remember when LeVar was the talk of the town?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody want to know what LeVar thinks? You ain't seen LeVar in a minute, have you?
I ain't heard nothing. I mean, other than maybe like the JBA stuff that they got going on. I ain't really heard. Yeah, I ain't heard nothing from them.
You know why? Because I bet you there was a meeting that happened.
With just LeBron and LeVar.
LeBron, Magic, Luke Walton, and LeVar. Now, the meeting probably went something like this.
Okay.
You say one word and we're trading Lonzo.
Okay.
And meeting adjourned. That was it.
Right. Who you think said that?
I think they probably all said it in unison. They probably harmonized it.
They really? Okay.
So you say one word, you get on one camera, you do one interview, we are trading Lonzo.
Was
because
LeBron
Lonzo
was
is
LeBron
expendable
on top with
now.
the falsetto? He was hitting the falsetto.
Yeah.
Magic was perfect bass. And Luke was just in the middle.
Nah, I think Magic was hitting falsetto.
Okay.
And LeBron was on bass.
And then Luke was just in there.
He was just in there with the solid tenor tone.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. I think they said, look, you stopping all this noise. Because last year they couldn't tell LeVar what to do.
Right.
Because Lonzo was the reason why people were watching the Lakers. Because they sucked last year.
Right.
That ain't the case no more.
Yeah, not even close.
See, when you go get the big fish, all the little fish get out the pond.
Right.
I think they might trade Lonzo. Because Lonzo is just Rondo without the left hook to Chris Paul. I mean, although
Lonzo can shoot better than
he did a couple
Rondo,
threes,
though.
but I mean, I think push come to shove, and it's a star player that wants to be traded at the deadline. Oh,
You think Lonzo's
if
gone?
they want Lonzo, that suddenly that's not an issue anymore.
Okay. Well, what does this got to do with the shoe, though?
No, because I think that had the ZO2 remix had still been $4.95, they would be talking to LeVar about why is this shoe still $4.95? I know you didn't sell enough to recoup
Right.
the first one.
Right.
So why is the second one there? And then that would violate the harmonized meeting that they had with the Lakers front office staff.
I see. Okay.
Because I was just like, man, I really haven't heard from LeVar in a minute.
I ain't heard shit about that,
LeBron shut all that up quick.
with the swiftness.
Yep.
Say another fucking word, please. I dare you. He will be in fucking Orlando in a heartbeat. We'll trade him for a bag of chips, a sweaty towel,
and a protected first round
pick.
But you mentioned the JBA. Is that?
I think it was the Junior Basketball Association.
Yeah,
the Junior Baller Association.
So all of these things are alternatives to college, right? And now we're talking about the NBA came out,
right,
offering $125,000 to the elite, possible one and done prospects to go to the G League. Now, this comes on the heels of the FBI investigation that went to court and
FBI investigation of
all the corruption and recruiting and
NCAA. Just in
and
general.
it kind of came to light that Kansas was
wilding.
Was okay with Adidas paying players, and apparently Zion Williamson asked for
Zion straight up asking for cash,
money, a job, and houses for his parents. Where you getting all that from?
Right.
Like, yo, wow.
And Kansas was just like,
for that.
Okay,
let's see what we can do.
Right. I mean, might not be able to get all of that, but we can get something.
So is the G League going to replace college basketball? Well, actually, before you answer that, also talks about ending the one and done have stalled between the NBA and the Player Association. So
yeah, I saw that as well.
They might not be ending the one and done rule by 2021.
Was that a plan?
Yes.
Okay. When did that become a plan?
I mean, that was the proposed plan to end it by the 2021 draft.
Oh, okay.
And start letting players come from high school to the pros. So that means
I feel like
might not get LeBron and Bronny on the same team. That makes me mad.
I mean, I feel like this G League alternative would essentially replace that one and done deal, because they're just that. I feel like that would be kind of a compromise there if they wanted to say we'll get rid of one and done and we'll just put the players in the G League and let them develop with whatever amount of money that we give y'all. I'm assuming they're probably gonna take the top 20 prospects in the nation and let them do that or some shit like that, because they didn't actually divulge how many they were gonna let do that. But in terms of replacing college basketball, I mean, no, I don't think it's gonna replace college basketball at all, because I mean, those blue blood schools still have, their staple in developing the best, some of the best players that we've seen in the country. I mean, I don't think you're going to just be able to straight up replace Kentucky or Duke or Kansas, or I just don't see that happening. I feel like their brand is too large to just be able to straight up say, nah. Well, you could go to that big school that has this brand, or you could go to fucking Tulsa, Oklahoma, and play for the pork belly. Like, I don't know what their name is out there. I don't think that's gonna be a thing. But also, I feel like this is kind of like the proposition that you've made about what colleges should do with college athletes. About, instead of putting them directly in school, give them whatever amount of money it is that costs for them to go to school. And then you either put that towards going to school or whatever the hell else you want to do. I feel like that would be kind of the same thing, because like you could be in the G League and just be like, okay, I got this $125K. Now I can actually go to school and still have some money left over, if I so choose.
Right. So, I had a couple of opinions on this.
Also,
First one was,
question, but we'll wait until you finish.
Yeah, the first one was, so what about everybody else who's in the G League? Like, I didn't hear anything about everybody's salary being $125K. So you telling me you got a 27-year-old man with 2 kids and a mortgage making $35K, and you can give an 18-year-old kid $125K. That has hard foul leading to fight written all over it.
Yeah, I could definitely see
pretty
that.
boy think he is coming here $125K.
I mean,
foul.
Yeah, I understand.
Say something, little Nick.
That's why I really do think it's not going to be a lot of high school players that they're going to allow to do that. I'm thinking the maximum they'll allow is the top 20 prospects.
And that's assuming that who in the world can identify the top 20 prospects being one and done? Nobody knows that.
Right.
Like that's why the one and done rule was first implemented, because everybody started drafting people out of high school and they turned out to suck.
A lot of them did.
Does anybody remember Robert Swift?
Kwame Brown?
Well, not Kwame Brown. Robert Swift was 7 feet tall, white guy, and everybody thought that he was going to be that guy. And he went to the Seattle Supersonics, and he absolutely sucked. Out of the league in like 3 years. Nobody wanted him. His life is over. How does he go back? He can't then go back to college. He don't have no money to pay for college.
Right.
Now, so, like I've said, like you just said, if I told you that Zion Williamson was making $85,000 to go to Duke, would all of these people who want college athletes to be paid be okay with that? Right? Like that would be like, if I'm telling you that Zion Williamson is making $85,000 this year to play at Duke.
And with his education.
No, just forget the education part. Just, if I told you that Zion Williamson is making $85,000 this season at Duke, would you be like, oh yeah, he's being exploited. Right? Like that's definitely exploitation money right there, right?
I mean, yeah, in a sense, yes. You would. Because I'm also looking at this from the scope from what we've talked about. And it's just like he's got $85K, school or not, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if it came out today that Zion Williamson is making $85,000 to play at Duke, is he getting exploited now?
I don't.
Like, does that considered exploitation?
I personally wouldn't say that.
Exactly. And I don't think a lot of people would say that he would be getting exploited at that moment.
Right.
Because that's the cost of attendance with meals, not including meals. That's just extra money for food. With that included, that's how much it costs for Zion Williamson to go to Duke.
Right.
So if you're saying that I can give him that $85,000 and also pay for every time that 6'7", 285-pound Adonis of a black man wants to eat,
right?
Pay for that too, and he's not being exploited, because now we talk about the other stuff that comes along with college basketball. It's, well, he's going to be on TV every time he plays.
Right.
People are going to be lining up to see his game. Like,
just
all of that stuff you don't get in the G League. Because look at these cities.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
Portland. I'm a fan of Portland, Maine. But I'm not going to Portland, Maine to watch nobody play basketball.
You've been to Portland, Maine?
I've never been, but it's somewhere that I want to go.
Oh,
I think Portland, Maine will be a fire city,
right?
But not for basketball,
right? Because here's the thing: like, we can't sit here and act like these colleges that you're going to play for, like, they're not all in star-studded cities either. Like, if they put a G League team in Durham, North Carolina, like, it wouldn't be nearly as bumping. That's why it's more so about the actual brand of the school. Like, you're not gonna be able to replace fucking UCLA, no matter how bad they are good or suck in the past 5 years. Like, UCLA is fucking UCLA. And whatever other school, UT, Austin.
Right, Texas.
Yeah, Texas, you're not going to be able to replace Texas.
Well,
no way.
Actually, but here's the argument, if I can play devil's advocate for a minute. The argument is that not only will I be getting paid this $125, but I'm going to be getting almost the closest thing to pro coaching. So I'm going to be training with the training staff that.
Right. They did say NBA, they're going to be doing basketball and life training.
Like NBA type stuff and, maybe life training. But what better place to train? Like, it's not a better environment than college to me. Right. It's just like,
I agree.
You look at these freaking facilities that the colleges do. Like, that's why they don't get paid. Like, if you want, because, first of all, Title IX, which I don't think, Title IX is not a stupid law, but if it's applied to the situation, it would be dumb. Because that means you have to pay women dollar for dollar what you pay men. So not only is Zion Williamson getting paid $85,000, but everybody on the Duke women's basketball team be getting paid $85,000 for what? They don't make any money for the school, right? So I'm not paying women's field hockey $85K to come play. Like, like, because who's watching women's field hockey? Right. Like that. So like,
if by that logic, like only UConn would be the only team where they would be able to do something like that.
No, but it's not that. It's every athlete, because you would have to pay every athlete.
I'm saying like it in terms of how we're justifying it, in terms of bringing in money, UConn would probably be the only school that would be able to do that for men's and women's basketball.
Right, but you're just talking about basketball. I'm saying that has to then extend to every other sport. Right. Because now the money that the basketball team and the football team generate to the school, that goes to pay for every other sport so that they can all get some sort of scholarship, is now being taken away because we have to pay these people. So where does that money come from? Because contrary to popular belief, people aren't just floating around in money at the college system. They did a study. Only 23 universities are self-sufficient. 23. You know how many colleges there are? 23 of them can survive on their own. Right. So where y'all think all this money is coming from it's not there. Like, it's just,
it's just straight up. We got it.
So then what's going to happen is now the facilities that are there to get these people the world-class training are going to be skimpy. Right? Because Georgia and Athens, they just spent $300 million on their facility. That's how you get people to come to your school to play football. Because who's spending $300 million on their facilities? I'll tell you one school that's not. The school that we went to. Georgia. They ain't spending no $300 million on the facility. Right. So now, and then everybody's going to come back and say, well, you're paying your coaches $1 million here, $1.5 million here. Nick Saban making $10 million a year. Yeah. And he's worth triple that. Right. Because we're talking about value here. Right. If there are 3 things I can convey through this podcast, it's assets. Okay. It's value. Okay. I don't know the third one.
Bars.
And bars for now. So when we talk about value here, I'll use Alabama football for an example. They set a record last year by having 12 players drafted. 12 players that were on Alabama's team last year are drafted and in the NFL. That's a record.
Really?
Yes.
What was the I know what the previous one was. What the 01?
No, it was like one Ohio State team in one draft, not the entire team. Oh, okay. In one draft. So Alabama lost. Think about how many players start. 22 players start. Over half of those players are in the NFL right now. You know what the coach of Tennessee said before they got drugged yesterday?
It was bad.
Before they got drugged yesterday, you know what the Tennessee coach said? This might be Alabama's best team the Saban's ever had. Huh? The best team? No, this year. Oh. So if I lose half of my starters and I'm better than I was last year, what is your value to the player? What is your value? It's 0. Hey. While you're in college. Right. You go to the NFL, you become a star in the NFL, I can use that to recruit you. To recruit the next Julio Jones or Minka Fitzpatrick.
Or what's his name? Tua
Tagovailoa.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Yes.
Dang, that nigga sling. He be slanging that thing.
Bye, Jalen.
He be slanging the hell out of that ball.
But that's what I'm saying. So why would I pay Jalen Hurts if the guy behind you is so much better?
Right.
What is Jalen Hurts? Like, Jalen Hurts does have value. Don't get me wrong.
He does.
But
he can't sling that thing.
He don't got value enough for me to pay him.
Right. I hear you.
You know who has the value, though? The guy that's working 365 days a year to coach, Nick Saban, and the coaching staff. Because while we sleeping, they recruiting.
I feel you. Okay. Well.
Jeez. I mean, because it makes me mad when everybody just throws out exploitation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, oh, this person's being exploited. It's like they're not being exploited if they have no value. Marvin Bagley was a great player at Duke. I think Marvin Bagley's going to be a freaking all-star.
This year?
But Duke is... No, not this year. But I think at some point, I think Marvin Bagley could end up being the best player in that draft class.
Okay.
And Duke is going to be leaps and bounds better this year than they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
So why am I paying Marvin Bagley?
That's a great
The
question.
dudes coming behind you are going to have better seasons than you did at Duke. Speaking of somebody else that loves to talk about exploitation, our boy, Colin Kaepernick,
yes,
has trademarked his fro and his face.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really put this topic on here because
I really don't know what to say about this at all.
I want somebody to explain to me, like, how much stuff does he have to do before you realize that Colin Kaepernick don't really care about the cause that he says he cares about?
I mean,
right. I mean, you just said he donated $1 million to 37 different charities.
The $1 million pledge. That
so he met that.
Thing. Yeah.
Right. So he's met that.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever somebody trademarks something, for the people who aren't like business nerds like me,
mm-hmm.
that means they're getting ready to start having some merch, and they finna start selling that merch.
I mean, he has his own company, Inked Flash, I think is what it's called.
Right. So I mean, I'm saying they finna start selling stuff,
mm-hmm.
and that means that Kaepernick is getting ready to start profiting off of his cause.
Mm-hmm.
So what he's going to do is he's going to kick some of that money back to some organization.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all are going to say, look, Kaepernick's a freaking black hero. Kaepernick is T'Challa.
Okay.
And all I want to know is, he couldn't do this and play football at the same time? We sitting here in 2018,
mm-hmm.
and y'all telling me this nigga is incapable of multitasking.
When you say
he's incapable of multitasking.
In terms of what? What
in
are the
terms
two tasks?
of donating football? Money to charity and doing all this stuff while being a quarterback. Because remember, none of this whole company stuff happened until after he got out of the NFL.
Right.
None of the community stuff he was doing happened until after he got out of the NFL.
Okay.
So, I just want to know from somebody who is really pro Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are telling me that he couldn't do any of this stuff and still be playing football.
Well, do you feel like, is it his fault though that he's not playing football?
Yeah, he's a bad quarterback. That ain't nobody else's fault.
So if we're going by that logic, then no, he probably couldn't do both.
Why not?
Because you just said he's a bad quarterback. How would you be able to do both?
Right, but I'm saying
you're not playing.
But I'm saying he's.
That's what I'm asking.
Cam Newton is in the community every week.
Okay.
And he somehow still is able to win MVP awards and goes through. Like, y'all forget that people thought he actually. I want to shout out Ron Jaworski. Old Jaws. He was an ESPN analyst.
Mm-hmm.
When Kaepernick was doing his thing,
mm-hmm.
he said Kaepernick has the ability to be the greatest quarterback of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't heard a word from Jaws since.
Okay.
Yeah, he got fired from ESPN, and then nobody else decided to pick him up.
Okay.
Probably because of that one comment right there.
Okay.
Now, like I said, Kaepernick's a talented guy.
Mm-hmm.
When Kaepernick was the $126 million man taking the 49ers to the Super Bowl,
mm-hmm.
cops wasn't shooting niggas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking, were they? I don't know.
Yeah.
We live in a what I say? Quick stimulus society. I don't remember.
That has been happening for decades now. Centuries.
So that means as of 2012, right? So 6 years ago, they were still shooting niggas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kaepernick did what in the community?
Nothing is
because he was so focused on football, right?
Right.
So he was incapable of multitasking back then.
Okay.
So he loses his job. Now he's Mr. Activist Man with no ideas about how to actually move stuff forward.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's going to start selling stuff. And who is the ultimate beneficiary of all of this? It's Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now I just want
assuming that this money is lining his pockets.
No, I mean I'm sure most of it is.
I'm just saying,
not giving the whole thing away.
I'm just I don't know that. That's what I'm saying.
Well, nobody knows, but we assume that Colin Kaepernick is for the people.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know that.
Okay.
So then I don't know, but I'm just going to assume.
Okay.
But I just want to put that out there.
Okay.
Okay. I just want to put that out there because we're gonna get to the topic in a minute, and I need you to say thank you to somebody that you don't want to say thank you to.
Okay. Okay.
Music Modernization Act. Go ahead and take this one.
Okay. So I guess if y'all haven't heard, man, that was a bad segue, by the way.
No, I forgot we was at.
But the music, man, I can't talk for shit. The Music Modernization Act.
Actually, it's gonna end up being a great segue. Watch.
Really, you got it.
Watch. No, go ahead.
So essentially, what it aimed to do was, it's quite literally in the name. It's aiming to modernize copyright related issues in the music and audio recording industry. You know, due to new forms of technology like streaming and all that great stuff. Essentially, at the heart of this bill, this law, is that they're going to create a database that will mechanically license any music that is uploaded to that database, so that companies like Spotify or Apple Music or Pandora or whatever are not going to be caught up in copyright infringement issues when using said music, because it'll already be licensed before they get to touch it, which essentially makes those companies like sue free, essentially, right now. Like, it will not right now, when it's all said and done, given that it goes perfectly, which it won't because nothing does. That will be the ultimate outcome of that. What are your thoughts on?
So what does this mean for the artists?
This means essentially that
they get paid a little more per stream.
Yeah,
right.
Like they will there is gonna be like a blanket of like royalty agreements and whatnot, and when you upload, it's just like, okay,
this is the royalty.
You own this. This is what you're gonna be paid from here on out, and then now that the bigger companies have access to it, they can pretty much do whatever they want with it, because you've already have your copyright for it.
Right.
Like, you don't have to go through the whole longer handwritten note or email process. It'll just be automatic through the database.
But the artist now is getting paid a lot more than like half a cent or half of a cent per stream.
Well, because that we don't know that for sure yet, because I mean, we already know that, you know, when it comes to streaming, like, none of us know how much you're actually being paid per stream, right? That being said,
I mean, I when I read about it, I thought that it meant the artist was going to get paid more because those agreements were already going to be in place.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, it'll be more, but we don't know by how much more, essentially.
Right, that I mean,
because we don't know how much artists are being paid now for streaming, and so we just know it's going to be more than that.
Right. So,
but essentially, it's creating like a bigger black box for those types of payouts, because it's just like, we still don't know what the fuck y'all are giving us for our music until we get it in our bank account.
Okay.
So, I'm sure someone.
So, is this a positive thing, negative thing? What you think?
I mean, I think it'll be really good overall, because it'll allow artists to really own the shit that they put in that database whenever it gets created. But it's just like, it's still creating like like I said, the black box. Like I feel like as an artist, you should be able to know what you're being paid, and you don't know that until literally your royalty check comes.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they would know before they would upload it to the database. Because they don't have that. I mean, I'm sure they don't have the option not to.
Well, you do have the option not to upload it to the database, but then you also are going to run into the same issues that we've been talking about for the past 20 years.
Right. So I mean, I'm assuming that without having read the actual legislation, that there's going to be before the artist uploads the song to the database or uploads their album to the database, they're going to know what they're getting paid per stream before they do it.
Right. And then that also brings another issue because now it's just like, how do you justify the percentages per artist? Like, what is it that y'all are using to justify getting this percentage per stream or whatever the case may be? How are they going to go about doing that specifically? Also, the other issue is now we actually have to go build this database, and we have to put together like a board of what was it? Let me read this again. It is they have to put a board together of 10 music publishers, 4 songwriters who own their publishing rights, and 3 non-voting advisors, which will include some a person that represents digital music services. Mm-hmm. So they have like 90 days to put that board together, and then I don't know how much time before they actually have to build this big ass database.
Oh, I mean that not gonna take long at all. I mean,
well, because it has to be across the entire industry.
No, I mean that's fine. I mean, but
I don't know how they're gonna go about doing that, but yeah.
So
what?
You know what I'm about to say, right?
Go ahead.
I just want you to give that much of a thank you.
I'm not gonna do it. I know what you're about to say. No.
That much of a thank you. No. Because remember, Trump signed this law. That much.
No.
Okay, because I've always,
I mean, if I'm keeping a buck, I mean, this.
Him and Kaepernick have been the two poles here.
Mm-hmm. They've been at odds.
You got to give a little thank you to Yandi.
To Yandi?
To Yandi.
For this?
Yep.
You think he's the pioneer behind this?
If you think he's not, you have to prove to me not. I bet you that was probably spoken about in his meeting. You got to give just a tad bit of a thank you to Yandi for this. Not the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's not responsible for the whole thing. But you got to give a little bit of a thank you to Yandi. Come on.
I mean, in that case.
Shout him out.
No.
Shout him out. You got to shout him out.
I don't have to.
Come on.
I don't got to do anything but stay black and die. So.
Come on.
You really think what is your argument? You think just because you think that this was his agreement in exchange for wearing these MAGA hats?
No. I think there's a ton of stuff on Trump's agenda right now.
Uh-huh.
The fact that he's signing a music modernization act.
Uh-huh.
When a bunch of stuff, when he could be doing a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Somebody had to talk him into it.
I just want to know what I really do feel like part of the
Come on.
I think part of the agreement was like, hey, wear this hat.
You gotta give him a little bit of credit.
Marketing.
You gotta give him a little bit of credit.
Why?
Come on.
I know about doing it.
I just told. All right. I keep trying to tell you. You refuse to listen to me about Yandi.
Don't call this
If you just tell him good job, he's gonna go and he's gonna record an album somewhere.
In Wyoming.
He's not. This one's gonna be in Africa. He's not gonna say anything or do anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
If you just
he's just gonna go make music.
He's just going to do what he was put on this earth to do. Okay?
And nothing
you just
else.
Say thank you, Yandi. Everything, you will not hear from Kanye for another 6 months. If you just say thank you, Yandi.
But the thing is, we're not gonna hear. We still are gonna hear from Kanye probably next week. So my thank you is not gonna do anything.
If you just tell Yandi thank you. I'm trying to save you, trying to save everybody from another couple of days of outrage the next time Kanye do something dumb. If you guys would just say thank you, Yandi, everything will go smoothly. Okay? All he wanted to do was talk. Just like Kaepernick.
Okay.
You know why he doesn't... I just thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
That may be a reason why you never hear Kanye support Kaepernick. Because think about it. Supporting Kaepernick is really good for the Kanye West brand.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, he starts a dialogue and y'all praise him for it. What if I start a dialogue? What would happen?
You think he's playing hate on Kaepernick?
I think he's a little jealous of Kaepernick, yeah.
Okay. Haterade on Kaepernick?
Absolutely. I don't think he's a hater.
Okay.
I just think he's a little bit jealous.
Okay. I can see that.
So you just say thank you, Yandi.
You really not gonna move on until I say
thank you, Yandi.
Hey man, we heard 40 minutes in. You really gonna waste 5 minutes
just
on this?
Just say thank you, Yandi.
No.
And everything will go smoothly.
No.
If y'all just give Kanye a little bit of credit for this.
I mean,
a little bit of credit. Just give him a little bit.
Man, that's crazy. So he can go back to Wyoming?
He's going to Africa this time. I just told you that.
He's going to Africa this time. So he's not going back out to
record. He's going to record Yandi in Africa. Okay, if y'all just say thank you, Yandi, he will leave and he will be on a jet today.
Yandi, you cool.
All right. You trying to tell y'all.
But, I mean, he's not going out to...
Another thing. Slavery is legal, guys. I don't know if y'all knew.
And that's a bad segue, too. I was going to try to play into Wyoming being next door to Colorado or some shit like that. I don't know geographic.
That don't need a segue. Slavery is legal.
Apparently, in Colorado.
Actually, it's legal everywhere.
What, because of... As punishment for a crime, right?
Right, the 13th Amendment, it abolished slavery, but it didn't abolish all kinds of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody commits a crime, you are legally allowed to make that person your indentured servant. Slavery is here, guys. We thought we got rid of slavery. We didn't complete the job.
Right.
That is crazy.
It is.
We've been lied to for 100 years. They told us that it was over.
Right.
And it's not.
Damn.
They gave us, it's always in the fine print. I didn't really have a lot to say about that. I just thought that was crazy. I mean, people are actually voting
right now.
That like it didn't get passed because this is the second vote in Colorado.
Right.
It didn't get passed the first time because the language in the law was crazy.
Right.
What language?
What language? What language is needed to ban slavery? I mean, what did the law say? Here was the wording. Here's the language you'll see on your ballot. Shall there be an amendment to the Colorado Constitution that prohibits slavery and involuntary servitude as punishment for a crime, and thereby prohibits slavery and involuntary servitude in all circumstances?
Yeah, I don't know why that wouldn't get passed.
I don't understand. I don't
know why that wouldn't get passed at all.
I'm trying to. I mean, is there any previous version of this law that I need to hear how the last one was worded. Like, I don't understand.
Go back to all y'all weed people.
Right.
Y'all want to go to Colorado and smoke. Better not commit no crime while you're high.
Right.
Because you're going to be slaves.
This shit's crazy. This is literally what... But, I mean... I'm looking at the same thing from 2016. This literally... Okay. It's basically the same words.
Except...
Look. Shall there be an amendment to the Colorado Constitution concerning the removal of the exception to the prohibition of slavery and involuntary servitude when used as punishment for persons duly convicted of a crime? It's the same shit. Like, what the hell?
Somebody voted... A lot of people voted no on that.
They all said no? I don't understand. Yeah, I really don't understand.
Y'all thought it was, man. And that's crazy. Colorado's a Democratic state, too.
This makes no fucking sense.
They're a blue state, and they still allow slavery.
I don't get it.
Not going to Colorado now.
I don't get it at all.
Not going to Colorado.
How would y'all not vote for that? Just saying.
I don't know, man. But speaking of voting.
Oh, my God. Midterms are coming.
About 2 weeks away.
I need to early vote. I'm not trying to go stand somewhere for 7 hours.
Man,
I think
if I get one more text from the Stacey Abrams people to tell me to stop the Republicans from destroying our country. Last time I looked outside, I don't see destruction.
Hey, you know, what's the attorney? Well, not attorney, just like the lieutenant governor or something like that.
Who is that?
I forget his name. It's Casey something.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Anyway,
but apparently they're like doing some sort of voter suppression. Like 53,000 folks aren't going to be allowed to like vote, or their vote won't count, or some shit like that.
In Georgia?
Yeah, in Georgia. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. I should have pulled that article up, but yeah, like that's what's been going on. Like they actually are trying to stop people from putting in their vote. Do you think Stacey will win?
See, now that is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think she can win? Yes.
Do you think she will win?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't, because it's all about voter turnout.
Right.
That's always what it's been about the Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and we're gonna, in all of our politics talk,
mm-hmm.
the theme is going to be consumption doesn't lie.
Right.
Right? Because what did I tell you off air when I was showing you my plans?
Mm-hmm.
Who the most important people in this country are?
Mm-hmm.
Who would I say they were? The mass consumer.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about you unless you're in a group.
Mm-hmm.
So consumption never lies. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What you spend your money and time on is what is important to you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
What you spend them both on, if you spend them both on the same thing, then it's definitely important to you. Right? So just remember that. So we're going to the midterms. Can Stacey Abrams win governorship? She runs a very progressive campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Medicare for all,
mm-hmm.
tuition-free education,
mm-hmm.
you know, all this, that, and the third.
Right.
Moderates always win.
Mm-hmm. Aiming for the middle. Gotta aim for the middle.
Not
the common
extreme
ground.
left. And this is why I have my doubts. Because they keep telling me that Georgia's a purple state. I ain't seen no purple.
I've never seen purple. This bitch has always been red.
I mean, they hit us with that every time.
It'd be blue in Atlanta. It's blue in Atlanta and red everywhere else.
They episode 1, they Pavlov dogs us every time. They keep telling me that Georgia's a swing state, and then you look and it's 10%, and the Republicans win by 10%.
Right.
So I have no reason to believe this is going to be different.
Right.
But there has been a wave of, you know, progressives, of millennials, of women, of minorities.
Mm-hmm.
running, and they're running very well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will that turn into getting people to the polls in November? Who knows?
Right.
But, I mean, you know, I don't know a whole lot about Stacey Abrams or Kemp.
Abrams,
my bad. Stacey Abrams is a shoot. But I would vote for her because I don't like the commercials that the Republicans are running.
Mm-hmm.
They said that Stacey Abrams is too extreme for Georgia because she voted against a law that allowed sex offenders to work within 100 yards of a school.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that extreme. Like, it's not they in the school. Like, you know, like, I mean, yeah, I understand you're a sex offender. That's horrible.
Yeah.
But, like, if the gas station is 100 yards from the school, like...
Why is there a gas station 100 yards from the school?
He's an attendant, you know? Like, let the man make his minimum wage and get on by his life. Like...
My concern is, why is there a gas station that close to a school, honestly?
Yeah, just take the exaggerated example and run it. But I'm saying, It's all about turnout.
Right.
And it's always been about turnout.
Mm-hmm.
And what the Democrats and the millennials and the independents have done is y'all have angered the Republican base.
Mm-hmm.
They wasn't going to vote for midterms because rarely anybody does.
Right.
Now they going to vote.
Right.
That means y'all got to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all, we, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm going to do what I always do. When it comes to midterm elections, I vote for myself.
Right.
So, so you think you finna get my vote by texting me? My vote was made up as soon as Trump got elected. I was going to vote for me, without running a campaign or anything like that.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be the next mayor of Georgia.
Mayor, governor,
whatever.
Okay.
Well, what is Nathan Deal? Is he the governor or is he the mayor?
He is the governor.
I don't.
Yeah, he was the governor.
Okay, so then he's not going to be
Keisha
governor.
Lance,
anymore.
yeah, Keisha Lance
him.
Bottoms. Yeah, Keisha Lance Bottoms is the mayor of Atlanta.
No, I
Formerly
don't live in
Kasim
Atlanta,
Reed. So
now definitely vote for me as mayor of Atlanta because I don't even live there.
right.
But yeah, so see, what did I say? What was the thing? Consumption doesn't lie.
Mm-hmm.
You seen these fundraising numbers from Trump?
I did. What he got? 100 mil. That's just crazy.
And he still got 2 more years.
I'm trying
to
to
get
figure out
this.
where the fuck did he get $100 billion from?
Because I told you, consumption does not lie. I'll give you a stat that to this day I do not understand. I don't understand how people can just blatantly lie to me like this.
Right.
Exit polls. In 2016 when Trump won. 60% of Republicans didn't approve of Trump being president. In the exit poll, that means coming out of the booth, they say, "Who did you vote for Trump?" No, I don't approve of Trump being president.
Right.
And how'd he win?
I mean,
huh? You're lying to me.
Right.
To my face.
Straight up.
Because you can talk to me about how you don't like Trump, but then when it comes time to show the polls, you voted for him.
Right.
When it came time to count the ballots, he ended up winning every state that he wasn't supposed to win. Somebody was voting for him.
Somebody.
So why would you lie? Why would you just tell me that, you know what, it's the least of two evils? I can deal with that.
I mean,
same thing. I mean, it's pouring all over again. You walk down the street, ask 20,000 people if they watch porn. Nobody. Why would I? I would never watch porn. Really? Now, how is porn making billions of dollars? Somebody is watching it.
Somebody's watching porn. It ain't just one nigga.
Y'all tell me the same thing about football. Y'all keep telling me, nah, I don't watch football no more. It's a Kaepernick.
Right.
And all this stuff. They're colluding. Even though they just signed the person who was right next to Kaepernick taking the knee, they're still colluding against Kaepernick. It's horrible what they're doing.
Right.
I will never support the NFL again. Ratings are about the same. So when it comes Sunday afternoon at 1, you watching something. Right. And they just happen to be 2 people throwing the pigskin. But they ain't running no more. They ain't tackling. Right. They just throwing it.
That's a penalty.
They play just offense only.
Right.
In Madden. Right? Or y'all telling me that y'all mad that the Atlanta artists ain't doing the Super Bowl. Right?
Right.
Even though it came out that they tried to get Rihanna to do it, and Rihanna's not doing it to support Kaepernick. And Amy Schumer isn't doing Super Bowl ads to support Kaepernick. What? Amy Schumer, let me tell you something. Even though you might not listen to this, but just in case it passes your way.
Okay. What you got? What you got for Amy?
Who cares? Like, I'm sorry, I've never in my life decided that I wasn't going to watch Super Bowl commercials because Amy Schumer was in them. I can't remember one Super Bowl commercial you were in.
I don't remember anything.
I don't think
Amy
the price of the 30-second ads for Super Bowls goes down because Amy Schumer is not doing them. Oh, we was going to charge you $1 million, but Amy Schumer pulled out, so it's $500,000. Huh? Who do you think you are?
Yeah, apparently she thinks she had the same pull Rihanna got.
Rihanna ain't got no pull either. Yeah. If y'all thinking that because Rihanna's not doing the halftime show, that the Super Bowl isn't going to be the most watched event this year or next year in 2019, Y'all are crazy. Everybody in here don't like football, but we's gonna be at the Super Bowl party, right? Yeah, you gonna be
Probably.
there. Uh-huh. All the Atlanta artists that said they don't support Kaepernick, why y'all mad y'all not doing the Super Bowl? Y'all told me y'all wasn't watching it. Consumption doesn't lie. Y'all tell me stuff, but then when we listen to y'all, when y'all talk, y'all be like, oh, I didn't really mean that.
Damn.
Y'all messed up with this Kavanaugh stuff, and now the middle-aged, uneducated white woman is the most important group of people in the country
right now
for the next 2 years.
Because of these elections.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. Y'all better hope that dumb white women do not vote.
Okay.
Y'all better hope they don't vote, or Trump finna be back in there.
Damn.
Right?
Damn.
Ain't that crazy? y'all better go out to the middle of America, and y'all better go. Democrats better go and just, man, y'all better kiss up to them white women with no college degree.
Damn. That shit crazy.
And I understand why, because I'm a nerd like that.
Mm-hmm.
I love political strategy, demographics, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly why it's happening. But just in case you were wondering, Elizabeth Warren, Senator from Massachusetts, Elizabeth Warren, Democrat, is Native American.
By what? A
1,024th Native American.
Wow.
And you asked me why I even put that on there.
Well, yeah,
it's such a non-story. Well, this is why it's a big story.
Okay.
Because that's basically her announcement to run for 2020.
Huh.
She's already running the general election. Excuse me, Miss Warren. What majority of Congress do y'all have right now? Y'all don't have the House, don't have the Senate. You don't have the Supreme Court anymore.
Right.
Why are you already running for president before the midterms? Why don't you focus on getting control of the House that you have a good chance of doing?
Mm-hmm.
Or why don't you help somebody else get their Senate seat back?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Why are you telling everybody that you're Native American? Why are you trying to win the Native American vote like that is the outcome of every election right there? I mean, no, we could have won Pennsylvania, but the Native Americans didn't vote.
I don't think I've ever heard that sentence.
Exactly. You have never heard that.
For any sentence. For any state.
Right? You've never heard that. I just told you that the most important group of people that you have to swing are uneducated white women.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because Hillary did such a bad job with uneducated white women.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she lost the first time. Because people have feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all hurt the dumb white woman's feelings.
Who was y'all?
Y'all. Democrats.
Okay.
Independents. Y'all told the dumb white woman that she didn't care anymore. Y'all want to be all globalization. Y'all want to be lax on the immigration policies.
Mm-hmm.
What that do with the white women? The dumb white woman doesn't want globalization. Now, partly maybe because they're dumb.
Right.
But they all... See, Hillary thought that she was just going to win the woman's vote because you got the educated white woman. They were going to tell the dumb white woman to vote because she's a woman.
Right.
Now...
Ideally, that would work.
That sounds like a good plan if it was 1970.
Right.
But it's 2018. Or 2016 at this point.
Right.
It's always something weird about like people who don't have a lot, and when you try to tell them something, they don't listen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you ever went up to like a homeless dude and like you try to tell them what they can do to not be homeless, and they don't want to listen because it's like, who are you? That's what we did to the dumb white woman. All the smart white women went to the dumb white woman and said, look, why are y'all voting for Trump? Trump, he's not going to do anything good for you. And they was like, man, who, you think you better than us? Yeah.
I mean...
Well, we're going to show you we have a voice too.
Right.
We're going to vote for Trump.
Right.
And that's what happened.
That
So
is exactly what
Elizabeth
happened.
Warren, I don't think dumb white women are Native American.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like just throwing that out there.
Right.
I think that the uneducated white women are white.
Right. Okay.
Right? What are they called? What's the acronym? Is it WAGs? It's something from like the people that come from that part of Europe.
I have no idea.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
I don't. But
White Anglo-Saxon. Oh, it was WASP. White Anglo-Saxon people.
oh, okay.
They're not Native American. Why are you trying to win the Native Americans over? That's going to win you what state? Oklahoma? No, you're not winning Oklahoma.
Florida.
No. So, I mean, that leads to the question here. How do the Democrats get back in the White House in 2020?
I would love to hear thoughts about this because I honestly have no clue.
Well, it starts with understanding. I'm going to go ahead and just give everybody a lesson here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Everybody has 6 needs.
6 needs.
6 needs. Every human has them.
6 needs.
The only difference between you and every other human on this earth is how you prioritize your 6 needs and the channels in which you obtain your 6 needs.
Okay.
Need number 1.
1.
Need for certainty.
Okay.
Need number 2. Need for uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
Need number 3.
That's a
No, shut up. No, it's not.
Okay.
Need number 3.
Okay.
Need for significance.
Okay.
Need number 4.
Need for insignificance.
Need for love and connection.
Okay.
Need number 5. Need to grow. Need number 6. The need to contribute.
Where did you get those from? That's deep.
I read.
Okay.
All right. Need for certainty.
Can you put
I'm
that book out
going
there?
to expound on it.
I'm saying, can you put that book out there for the folks who want to check that book out?
No, you want to check it out? Listen to the podcast.
Okay.
This is Unprofessional Opinion. That's where you get that from.
Okay.
Need for certainty. They have, we can substitute the word certainty for safety, security.
Yeah.
The dumb white woman, when you tell them about globalization, they feel unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
So what did Trump do? Well, we're gonna make America great again by keeping jobs here.
Right. Okay.
Oh, that's safety. Now I know that when I leave my house, I can still pay for that house because my job is still gonna be here.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats can't go too far left on that.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta stay in that need. They have to make the dumb white woman believe.
I'm sorry, it's funny. You keep calling them dumb white women. It's hilarious.
I don't think the audience that we're reaching for here is dumb white women. So
Right.
you gotta make the uneducated white women believe that by making the jobs worldwide, by increasing the technology so that robots can do what you're currently doing, you can do something else and make more money. Right? Need for uncertainty. You said it's a contradiction. It's not. If you substitute uncertainty for variety, for challenge, you do the same thing. If you're so certain, it's boring. Right? You've been in a relationship.
Yeah.
Y'all do the same thing. Like, I want to do something else.
That shit trash.
We've already seen this movie 1 billion times. I know every freaking line. Can we watch something else?
Unless it's a classic.
I mean, if it's a classic, you don't want to watch classic every night. You gotta do something else.
Right. Okay.
Need for uncertainty. You have to make the dumb white woman. You have to find a way to motivate them, to challenge them, to be like, you're better than being dumb white women. You can become a smart white woman if you want. You have to tell the minorities that challenge them to get to the polls and vote. Because we not voting just because you say Obama. Joe Biden? That's what you finna do? I already know your moves. Joe Biden's gonna be 78 in 2020. I'm not voting for you.
Why? Just because he's 70, he can be 78?
What if I told you? Whose opinion don't matter to me? Who does not have the right to have an opinion on the world? strippers, and old people. He's too old. He's too old.
Wow.
Need for significance. Everybody wants to feel important. That's the one thing that Hillary didn't do. Didn't make black people feel important. Mm-hmm. Didn't make any minority feel important. So we was like, we not voting for you. Like, we not voting for Trump, but we not voting for you either. We just not gonna vote. Mm-hmm. That's what happened. They thought turnout was gonna be high. That's how you lose Pennsylvania. How you lose. You're in Arizona trying to get Phoenix.
Right.
Yet Philly, you forgot about Philly. Y'all say, oh, we not poor. We already got them. We just say Obama a couple times.
Right.
Number 4, need for connection. You gotta connect. Like, Democrats are out of touch with the people that they're trying to vote against. Mm-hmm. Right? They're out of touch, so they have to reconnect, reinvigorate the people, and there's a lot of ways to do that. I don't think just saying, Trump is horrible is the way to do it. Mm-hmm. I think they have to come up with something else. They have to have a plan B for that, just in case that doesn't work. Because it probably isn't. Because it didn't work in 2016.
Right.
Need to grow. Like, they have to figure out a balance between growing, being a little more progressive in terms of moving stuff forward, but not leaving the moderate base. Mm-hmm. Because they're infighting right now between the moderate Democrats and the really left Democrats. You go back to consumption, not lying. Everybody, y'all told me y'all love Bernie Sanders until it was time to vote. Then all of a sudden, Hillary is washing Bernie Sanders.
Right.
Y'all told me that Bernie Sanders was going to be the guy.
I voted for Bernie. I did.
I didn't vote at all.
Bernie was my G.
But the thing is, Bernie wasn't going to win a general election. That's why that's why the Democrats went with Hillary. Because they said Bernie has no chance of beating Trump. Mm-hmm. Need number 6, need to contribute. Mm-hmm. They got to contribute. I mean, they have to get us to contribute as far as like funding, like actual funding.
Obviously, I mean, hey, Trump, like you said, Trump got $100 million. They got to get $100 million.
You got to get $100 million, but I'm just saying, like,
something good.
You have to make it our America too, right? And that's the thing.
Now,
that's
how
why
do you
Trump
do? How the hell do you do that though?
And I'll tell you how to do that, because I wouldn't give you the problem. I give you a solution.
He said we got to make it our. Well, one, who is our?
Look.
Okay.
I understand. I prepare for all of your questions.
Okay.
I don't give out problems without giving out solutions.
All right, come on, talk to you. Well, who is our?
You remove the right to vote.
You
from
what?
Everybody. You take away the right to vote.
All right. I think we're done with this.
We're not done here. We are not done here, sir.
He said, we got to remove the right to vote.
You take away everybody's right to vote.
You think that we should repeal what amendment is it?
I don't know what amendment it is.
The Bill of Rights.
I've already told you what I think about that. I've already told you. Mm-hmm. Who did I say the most important group in America was?
Right now?
Right now. The uneducated white female.
Uh-huh.
You wanna make them important? Mm-hmm. Or do you want to win the White House? See, it's the difference. You want to win the White House, you can just remove them from the entire electorate. Right?
Okay.
You make people, you shrink the voting pool to the informed voters. I've told you this before. You make there should be a political literacy test that people have to pass to vote.
Okay.
If you do not pass it, you do not vote. You can still vote. It just won't count. How about that? I'll even give you the satisfaction of going to the ballot and choosing the name so it won't count. Because what that does, it does a lot of things though. Because the implications of that are huge. Mm-hmm. What it does is it eliminates a lot of noise from the voting pool. The people who are just going to vote Republican because they're just Republican. They don't know anything about politics. They don't care anything about politics. They just say, I like him, I'm going to vote for him. Mm-hmm. Those people do not need to be voting. Because if you're not going to take the time to figure out who's going to do the best job for the good of the country, then why does your vote even count anyway? It's a bunch of noise. So then, once you eliminate those people from the voting pool, you now have the informed voters. You can't just run the trashy campaigns online, the commercials. You can't come up with the catchphrases and the slogans to win the vote. You have to actually win my vote. You have to tell me that your job, that your opinions, that your views, that your policies is better than the other person with logic, because you can't fool me with just the marketing part of running a campaign.
So you think the best part would be to get rid of the 15th Amendment,
repeal it,
and put together, or at least amend the amendment.
You can add something to the 15th Amendment that says everybody can vote, asterisk, in the fine print somewhere. I don't know. You put it at the end. You put it at the beginning. You put it in parentheses. All I care.
Passing a what test?
A political literacy test.
Political
Do you
literacy
know what's going on in the world?
Okay.
Do you understand the issues that are at hand?
Okay.
When somebody says we're going to have tuition-free college education, that everybody can go to school for free, or debt-free college education, I think is how they put it. Mm-hmm. Do you know what that means? Like, do you truly know what that means? Because it's a really dumb idea when you think about it. Because somebody's got to pay for it. Like, just because you're not paying for it, that means somebody else got to pay for it. Unless anybody's watching news lately, the government ain't got no money.
I mean, last we checked, they broke.
I mean, like, they broke, but they not really broke. Because ain't nobody getting that back.
Right.
Like, you ever owe somebody $10 and, like, you knew you wasn't going to give it back?
Right.
It's like, yeah, dog, I owe you, but, like, you're not getting it back. So, like, it's basically like, it's my $10.
Unless it's just like, you got that 10 and they need something else. It's just like, yeah, I give it to you, but you got that 10. Ain't nobody trying to come collect that 10, though.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody is trying to come collect from us.
Right.
Like, we're not going to default. Because, like, at some point, we spending our money on the army.
Right.
So, like, I mean, you going to kick our behinds for it? I mean, then we'll give you whatever you want. But you're not doing that. We're Rondo and they're Chris Paul.
All right.
So you remove that.
Remove the right to vote.
You remove the uneducated people from the voting pool.
Okay.
You make the two candidates.
This is so bad. We're literally asking for voter suppression.
I mean, I'm asking. I mean, if that's what you want to call it, that's a better way to put it. I mean, it would be legalized voter suppression. But I would challenge people to grow and to contribute by educating themselves.
So that when that happens, it's just like I ain't got nothing to worry about because I can pass the test.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then, once you put that pool, now the partisanship stuff goes out the window, which opens the door for more independent candidates. Because I think if you remove the backing of the two-party system,
right?
Like Bernie Sanders, he's not really a Democrat; he's an independent. He has to align himself with the Democratic Party for funding,
right?
And just like Trump isn't really a Republican; he's more of an independent, but he aligns himself with Republican just to get a base.
Right.
So it's going to be more independent candidates, and you can't just campaign in certain states, in certain cities, because you want to rally that base. You got to go campaign everywhere. Okay. That means that every state literally is a swing state. Because I'm taking all of the dumb people out. So, Trump's not winning Texas by 45 points.
Right.
Like all Republicans do. Now you got to go and you got to win Texas. Right. Oh, see, that's all different. Now
I don't really know if that's going to be that much different, though.
I mean, not in Texas.
I mean,
because Texas is its own country.
Right. Okay.
I already said that Texas is not a part of the United States.
Metro Mexico.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, California is not just Democrat because it's Democrat.
Right.
Now you have to go win them. You have to go win that.
Right.
So, I mean, Elizabeth Warren, she's a little progressive. Joe Biden is too old, but he's more moderate. I mean, I'm thinking you got to pick like a nice mid-40s moderate candidate. That's how the Democrats get back in the White House. Because Trump ready.
I mean, he got $100 million.
He ready. And I think what it would do is it would make more cross-pollination of tickets. So you'd have a Republican presidential candidate with a Democrat vice president. Now,
Okay.
right, so now you start intermingling the parties, and now we can actually get stuff done.
Okay.
And what happens is, 8 years of Obama stuff, the first term of Trump, what did he do? He spent the first 100 days trying to tear up all of Obama's legislation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, then we're back at square one, right? Like,
Right.
Medicaid, healthcare is still an issue. Right? Infrastructure is still an issue. I don't know why it's taking us 40 years. They still working on 20 East. Or 20 West. Why does it take 20 years to build a lane on a highway?
And don't even get us started on 285. 285, I think there's been construction on 285 since I moved to Georgia when I was 5 years old.
And it's on the same place?
Candler Road has been in construction since I was 5 years old. I am 24 now.
Candler. That's what I'm saying, though. So it's like, because somebody comes and they invest in infrastructure, and then the Republicans come and they pull and they yank that and invest in more weapons, just in case we got to shoot a couple niggas.
Right.
And then Democrats come and they yank money from the army and they put it back in the front. So they'll start doing stuff, and then they have to stop because they don't have no more money to do it.
Okay.
So you start intermingling the parties together, and you could say, all right, like, maybe we don't need to give all of this money to infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can do it cheaper.
Right.
Right? And maybe we don't need more weapons. I think we're good on the
I
weapons.
think we're good on weapons. I'm pretty sure we are A-okay on weapons.
Somebody's going to listen to me one day. I mean, not everybody is supposed to have an opinion. Consumption never lies. It never lies. Unless you're Harvard, then it lies.
I mean, hey.
Because they are getting sued by Asians.
Asian Americans, I think. Apparently they're
people of Asian descent.
yeah,
suing Harvard.
they're saying that they discriminate in their admissions process against Asian Americans, making it unduly harder for students to get into Harvard. Yeah, usually when we see these types of cases, they're usually white people trying to sue because of affirmative action, but this is the other way around, which is different. I will say one positive thing that will come out of this, we will probably get a better glimpse into what actually goes into the admissions process than we ever have before.
Man, there's no admissions process. I don't even know why this is. I don't even know why they sue. Like, so basically, what's happening is, according to the plaintiffs here, is that there's some sort of test, like a personality test, something like that, like some type of character test that people who apply to Harvard have to take. And they're saying that in that, there's something that is skewed against the Asians. That if it was just on your numbers, your test scores, your GPA, things like that, more Asians would be getting in, more Asian Americans would be getting into Harvard than there are currently. Now, all first verse here. Let's just get facts here.
All first verse.
Let's just get facts.
It's been a long time since I heard that.
No, I watched that the other night. So
Okay.
It's still fresh in my head.
Okay.
Let's just kick facts for a second.
Come on. Talk to me.
Asians make up 23% of the student population at Harvard. That's the biggest minority. It's the biggest minority at Harvard. Right? It's white people, then it's Asian people. What? I don't know. Did you have a college counselor in high school? I'm sure you did.
I did, yes.
Right? So what did they tell you when applying for colleges? Because I'm sure it's probably in their little spiel that they have to say.
Well, I don't.
You don't remember anything they told you? You just want to listen to none of it?
I mean, it was make sure you're. I don't know. What did they tell me?
What did they tell you that colleges look for?
Oh, I mean, they're looking for students, exceptional students who have good test scores, well balanced.
Say that again.
Well balanced.
Yeah, say it one time from the soul.
From my diaphragm.
Yeah, from the diaphragm.
Well balanced. Yeah, like students who can do more than just the classroom.
What? Say that again?
I mean, For my diaphragm again.
Hey, no, you can say however you want to say it this time.
Students who can do more than just being in the classroom.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was the main thing.
So they're saying that if Harvard wasn't looking for well-rounded students, more agents would be getting in. But Harvard is looking for well-rounded students.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they're looking for. So you not being well-rounded means that you're suing Harvard? When you're the biggest minority there?
I didn't really know. I didn't know that. So,
Right.
You said 20% of the minority population,
No,
or the entire
23% of the entire student population are Asian Americans.
Okay. Wow.
They're saying their percentage would be higher if they didn't look for well-rounded students.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would we want a well-rounded student? We're only the number one university in the country from prestige-wise.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's no way we would ever look for well-rounded students.
Right.
Now, you see why, I'm not understanding why this lawsuit is even a thing.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I also didn't understand why it was a thing, but now.
But I do think, like you said, I do think that it is positive to kind of uncover how a school like Harvard, what they truly look at.
Right.
I think that is a positive thing.
I think that's probably the only positive thing.
Because they ain't winning that case.
Like, that's what I said, because when I was reading articles earlier, I was just like, I haven't seen anything in here that would possibly denote that that is what's going on.
Right.
So,
speaking of Asians,
okay.
the Chinese have re-education camps.
Yeah, for extremists, right? For
for Muslims.
Muslim extremists.
Muslim extremists.
Or Muslim extremists.
I think it's for Muslims. Muslim extremists.
Yeah, I think they're like re-education camps. Is what they call it.
Now that scares me.
What? Re-education camp?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean that sounds a little internment camp.
No, that's
right.
That's definitely concentration camps.
Right.
Like,
that sounds a little. I didn't know we still did that in 2018.
I mean, apparently, we didn't know about slavery, so.
We know about slavery. We just.
We didn't know that slavery was still a thing in 2018.
They got some technicality.
So I mean, I can't be too shocked about it.
I mean, so there's a couple ways I want to go with this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they work?
In the
Do you think that they take
camps?
Muslim extremists and they re-educate them so that they're not Muslim extremists?
I don't fucking know. I mean, this is
China.
This is the China we're talking about. Like,
I mean, but
I mean,
my thing is though, like, it's. I mean, certainly it's not the most ideal option,
right?
If you want to turn people non-extremists.
Uh-huh.
But I really would want to know the success rate of that.
And how would you actually determine the success rate of that?
If somebody walks in and they're an extremist and they walk out and they're not, I don't know scientifically. I don't know how you do that.
Right. I'm just like, you walk out and you're not an extremist. How do you determine that? Just because they sat through your program for 90 days or whatever, and they said I've been
probably not a whole lot
reformed.
of shit going on there.
Right. But I mean, whatever they got going on, I mean, they say, okay, we good, and they leave, and then they go right back to you know.
Yeah, but this is China we talking about, like you just said. I don't think they got no problems.
Right.
You leave and you still talking again.
We have no issue with bringing you back.
They have no issue with being Big Worm.
So yeah, that was a great show, by the way. Big Worm Conspiracy was really, really good. But anyways,
I'm kind of scared to ask this.
oh, is it still in regards to this?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
But I'm scared.
Why?
Because I fear asking this question.
Like, why do you fear it?
Because I don't.
Who's gonna come for you?
Like, I'm legit scared. No, I'm just asking.
Mm-hmm.
You think it'll work in America?
No.
What if we had a re-education camp for racism? People walk in racist and they walk out tolerant.
I don't think that would work here.
Why not?
I don't think that would work here at all. Straight up, I don't think people would want to.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You always talking about what people want. The Chinese education camps, they ain't doing this because people want.
Right.
They doing it because that's what's for the good of the country. We don't want Muslim extremists, so we're going to take all the Muslim extremists and we're going to put them here, and you cannot leave until you are not Muslim extremists. Now, that violates like almost every American law possible.
Every human right possible. Like we have, like,
but
right to.
I mean, but
I
mean, if you want to end racism, now I'm not saying this is idea number one.
I don't think that this will work. I don't think this will work at all.
I mean, do you want peace?
I mean, I would love peace, but I don't think this will work.
I mean, if you did, so like, you take all the police officers that are, shooting unarmed black men, and you put them somewhere, and you let them know, in whatever way you think is right, that it's not okay to do that.
Okay.
And they come out and they don't ever do it again.
Okay.
Like that's,
But that's also something that, I mean, the difference is they chose that profession of work. Like,
sure.
You could just not be a police. If you can't stop shooting people, you could just not be a police officer. Like, we could just not hire you.
Right. Or you could still be a police officer, but you're going to know that you can't shoot anybody. Especially if he's unarmed and he's running away from you. You can't do that.
Okay.
And then it's going to be ingrained in your head that you can't do that. We can call it training. I mean, I'm just saying, like
I don't think that would work. I don't think that.
I mean, I'm not, like I said, I don't think it would work. That's why I was scared of asking the question.
I don't think people would, on some real shit, not because of the want thing. I don't think people would be receptive of being forced to sit in a internment camp. I don't think people would be very receptive of the things that you're trying to teach them if you're taking away their freedom.
But the thing is, we're not talking about your reception to it. If you don't receive it, then you can't go anywhere. Like, you're just going to stay there. So you have no choice but to receive it.
Right. But do you think people are going to actually make the change permanently to leave just to go back to what they was doing before?
If they want to leave.
And stay out.
Right. If you leave and you start doing what, we'll come back and get you. Like, we can find you. You put your data on Facebook. We know where you are. We know where you are.
So
we know
it's
your
jail
schedule.
that's
we
not
can
jail.
wiretap you.
Wow.
But anyway, that's why I was scared. I was scared asking that question.
I
just think somebody's got to ask it.
I mean, hey, I understand.
But I just don't think that would be very effective in that cause.
Staying overseas.
Okay. This is the last one for the day, I think.
Got one more.
We got one more?
Saudi Arabia, United States beef.
Saudi Arabia is killing reporters.
I mean, it's not even like, it's like the head of Saudi Arabia is ordering hits on
reporters.
on
like
US
dead ass.
Reporters. And Trump don't want no smoke.
And why do you think that is?
I give you another question.
Well, I want you to answer my question.
No, I will.
Okay.
Because as Black Bush said, we want that all.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean that is okay. Just to make sure we're on the same page here. Okay.
Yeah, that is a strategic alliance that we cannot mess up.
I mean, not at all. Petroleum is in so many more products than we ever thought.
Do you think Nikki Haley knew about this before she resigned?
Probably. If I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yeah. When did this murder happen?
This happened like this week. Sometime this week.
So I mean, were there more than one reporter, or is it just this reporter?
No, I mean I think it was just this reporter.
So what do you wait? So okay, if we're saying that, then what are we thinking that Nikki Haley?
No, I think Nikki, because Saudi Arabia's been a little sketchy to say the least.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You don't think, as the ambassador to the UN from the United States, Nikki Haley? I didn't say that she knew they were going to kill this guy. I'm just saying, like, she knew Saudi Arabia was not on the up and up. And she was just like, you know what? It feels like something's about to happen here.
Okay.
I don't want this on my watch. Let me go and get up out of here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but haven't we seen reporters being killed off by governments before though?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean.
But I mean, I think the story here is, one, it's an American reporter, and we're in America, so that makes it a little bigger.
Yeah.
Here. And two, Trump ain't really want to hold his tongue. Right. Until you start talking about Saudi Arabia. Now he all with
Saudi Arabia and Russia.
He all with the thumb in us.
He don't say shit when it comes to the Saudis and Russia. Which, by the way, I do think that part of that $100 billion probably came from Russia. I believe that. I mean that's just random theory.
No, that's cool.
So.
I mean, like I said, man, I got theories all the time.
I believe that probably could have. I think it definitely could have came from. I mean, a good chunk of that could have came from some Russian oligarchs.
Mm-hmm.
So. But yeah, Nikki, she probably did know about this whole thing. So now I guess my question is, well, what's next? Like.
Nothing. If let this thing blow over, they ain't do nothing.
Nothing's gonna happen. Like, we still need their oil because we still drive cars and we still make plenty of other products that require petroleum. So, like, what the hell else are we really gonna do about this? Ain't finna throw no sanctions at them because we still drive cars and we still have plenty of products that require petroleum, like I just said. So.
I don't know, man. You're right. I don't know what he gonna do about it, but. What he ain't gonna do is say they killed him. He ain't gonna say that. Even if the report come out and say that they killed him, he ain't gonna say, hey, you know.
What if Saudi Arabia just decided they was gonna be some real niggas for a second and say, yeah, we killed that nigga? and then what?
And it tells us to move something.
Right, right. We killed him. What's good? Man, that's gonna be a hell of a bottleneck for Trump.
Nah, they gonna be like, "Hey, rest in peace to the That's all you can say."
Look, that was his career choice, man. I mean, hey, he was good at his job, and unfortunately, it cost him his life.
I have no segue to get to the last topic.
The
last topic is work-life balance a myth?
Oh, well.
Because
we could have totally used like a segue about Trump probably going to play golf or something. That would have been a great
he's
segue.
He's not going to play golf right now. He's signing music acts thanks to Yandy.
I'm still that.
Thank you, Yandy.
Okay. You said it for me.
No, I didn't say it for you. I said it for me.
Oh, okay.
You gonna come at me.
All right. Is it a myth?
It's a myth because I hate buzzwords. You know, it's always a buzzword when people are looking for jobs. Work-life balance. Mm-hmm. What does it mean? If you can't tell me what something means, then don't say it.
Are you asking me what work-life balance means? Oh, to me it means being able to, do your work at your job and not having it basically take over your life outside of, I'm assuming, what you would say your 40 hours are going to be for the week. So being able to balance that, like doing the work that you do with whatever other things that you want to do in your life. To me, work-life balance is more of a personal thing that you create on your own rather than a company doing it for you. That's just me. But, and, seeing that I'm in the type of the position that I am where I travel 4 days out of the week for work, like, you have to create, that is honestly something that you have to create on your own. I don't think you should be depending on a company to be able to give you a work-life balance. And you can also choose the type of job that you're wanting to do to get that balance. Because, I'm pretty sure investment bankers would love to have a work-life balance, but they probably don't because they spend lots and lots of their hours making sure that they can make those trades or do whatever it is that they're trying to do. Which is why, like I said, that has to be something that you personally create for yourself. That's my spiel on that.
I don't know if I just like, is that the end of the topic because of what I just said, or
No,
like,
work-life balance doesn't exist. Let's keep it all the way funky for a second.
Mhm.
It doesn't exist. It's not real.
Okay.
Right? So everybody, let's stop talking about it. The reason I brought this topic up was because I was talking to a college buddy of mine, and she runs some type of network asset-based company, right? And what she does is she teaches people how to make money outside of their 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
so that they don't have to work until they're 65. And I was like, well, that's cool. I just wanted to get coffee and kind of, I haven't seen you in a couple of years. So, I just wanted to kind of see how your life was going.
Right.
And she was trying to, pitch me, do you want to make income outside of your 9 to 5 so that you don't work forever? You can retire in your early 30s?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, you're not trying to pitch me through text, are you?
Can we at least get the coffee?
I don't even drink coffee. That was for you.
You're right.
I don't...
I really just wanted to see you.
And I was just like... But I mean, it's just, like I said, it's a bigger... That's just a microcosm of a bigger issue.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is pursuing work-life balance. I study great people, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do in my free time.
Mm-hmm.
I just look at people that are really great, and I ask myself, why are they great? What did they do to get great? And how can I emulate that?
Right.
I look at beasts and figure out
what beasts do,
so that I can do what the beasts do when it's time for the beast to do it.
Understand its nature. Understand how it ticks.
None of them have work-life balance.
Beasts?
Beasts do not have work-life balance. You know why they don't have work-life balance? Because they like what they do for a living. See,
I was just about to say that.
Balance is for people who don't like their work. That's why when
we should call it work-life balance.
When I go to an interview, I don't ever ask about work-life balance. Because if I enjoy what I do, I should have no problem doing it as long as I need to do it.
Right.
If I got to take some work home with me and I enjoy doing it, it's not work.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
So see, why would you want to retire in your early 30s? To do what? What are you going to do if you retire? If you retire right now at 32, what are you going to do for the rest of your life?
Well,
how long do you plan on living?
Right.
You live to what you want to live to 100? Let's say you're a really healthy person, you live to 100.
Okay.
You have 68 years. What are you going to do?
Do I have a bag to live sufficiently 68 years or?
I mean, let's say that you do.
That's dope.
So what are you going to do?
Travel. Music for me, like me personally.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm doing that, travel, work on music. But then again, that wouldn't be me retiring because I enjoy music.
Right, so at some point, you're going to be traveling to your 8th island.
Right.
And you're going to be like, well, it's the same as the 7th island.
Right.
It's sand, beaches, and the occasional naked woman. I mean, it's a new beach. So, what I want to leave everybody with is forget about retirement. Don't worry about retirement. If you just find something that you love to do, you'll realize that you'll want to do it.
Right.
Your work is your life. Right? Work is not separate from life because you spend a third of your time there. I don't become a different person when I go to work.
I'm just doing work.
I'm just doing work.
Right. Well,
I don't understand, man. People, it goes back to the needs. Need number 5. Need to grow. The need to contribute, need number 6. If you retire at 32, how are you growing as a person? What are you contributing to the greater good if you're retiring at 32? Nothing. You're just going to travel and live the good life. It's a story that I want to leave everybody with. Because I love stories.
Yes, you do.
Right?
It was great storytelling, guys.
For
sure.
There's a guy, right? he loves Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Gambler.
You love Vegas.
I do love Vegas.
Not a gambler. Oh.
No, I am a gambler.
Oh, you're a gambler?
Yeah, boy, if I lived in Vegas full time, I'd be broke.
Damn, that's crazy. Well, I know we can't move to Vegas.
No, I am. I'm gonna move to Vegas. I'm not gonna be broke.
Gamble it all the way.
Right, I'm not gonna throw it all the way.
I tried to gamble it
Yeah. That was a good one. Cranes in the sky.
away. Right.
The guy, he loved Vegas, right? Wakes up, and he goes to Vegas all the time, gambles. He dies, right?
Okay.
And he's just a bad person too, just horrible. But he dies.
Mm-hmm.
Wakes up from his death in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Naked woman to the right, naked woman to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to the dresser, goes to the closet, tailored suits everywhere.
Okay.
Opens up the drawer, cash, credit cards, jewelry, the whole shebang.
Okay.
Goes down and gambles, wins every time. 7, 11, 7, 11.
Okay.
Goes to the blackjack table, 21, picking up all the women.
Mm-hmm.
Wakes up, naked woman to the left, naked woman to the right, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He said, man, I'm in heaven right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wakes up the next day, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Wakes up the next day, same thing. He said, man, 5th day wakes up, like, man, this isn't fun anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to lose. Like, it's not fun. I always win.
Right.
I want to lose.
Win.
Looks over, he said, I thought this was heaven.
Right.
He said, who said you was in heaven?
Mm-hmm.
Who said you were in heaven? People who retire early, they get miserable.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point. You think that you live in this life because you're traveling, you're doing all this, that, and the third, the stuff you would never do, but that all wears off.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not growing and you're not contributing, and you're not trying to do what the beasts do, you're just gonna be prey, man.
That's good. You practice that one?
No.
You
freestyle. All first verse.
It felt first.
All first verse.
That's good. It didn't.
All first verse.
That's
so
good.
I want to leave people with that today.
That's good. You didn't force that
Work-life
one.
balance doesn't exist. Find what you love to do, and you can do it for as long as you want.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get tired of that, find something else that you love to do, and then do that. I'm JC.
Mm-hmm.
That's AJ.
Design the flesh.
Unprofessional opinion. We're done here. We will see y'all in 2 weeks. And I better get some stories about Howard's homecoming. Because I heard it's legendary, and I want some legendary stories about that.
Yeah, we shall see, man. We shall see. It'll be fun, though. It should definitely be fun. So, we'll catch y'all on the block, man. Hold it down.